up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddison Hill, and it is time for another Pop Off with Maddison. Now, I feel like you guys are going to be very excited about this Pop Off because I'm combining one of my favorite artists, Taylor Swift, with one of your guys' faves, Selena Gomez, and we're going to talk about those Selena Gomez and Taylor Swift fan theories, mainly the fan theories that Taylor Swift wrote about Selena Gomez and Jelena, aka Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez's past relationship on her new album, Evermore. There's a lot to break down here, so I'm just preparing you now. It's gonna be a lot, but let's not waste any more time. Get started and unwrap those facts. So as you all know, Taylor Swift recently blessed us again in 2020 with a new album called Evermore, which is supposed to be a continuation from her previous album that she released this year, Folklore. If you're new to my channel, I know we have some new friends, some new members of the House of Hill. First of all, hello. Second of all, you should know right now that I am a major Swiftie. I've been a fan of Taylor Swift since she was singing about teardrops on her guitar. So just know up front that yes, I am a huge Taylor Swift fan, and pretty much in my eyes, at least musically, she can do no wrong. So having said that, I absolutely love Folklore and Evermore, and I know that's not what we're talking about today, but I just felt like I needed to get that out there. Anyway, with every new album that Taylor Swift puts out, there's always a ton of fan theories about songs on the album, and Evermore was no exception, and there are a lot of big fan theories going around on Twitter and TikTok. Now, the first fan theory we're going to talk about involves Jelena and Taylor's new song, Champagne Problems, on Evermore, which, by the way, that song is one of my top 3 favorite songs on the album. It's about college sweethearts who end up breaking up when one wanted to propose and obviously the other person wanted to walk away. And despite that college sweetheart storyline being pretty clear, because the internet is the internet, a ton of fans out there are thinking that Champagne Problems was actually written about Jelena, aka Justin Bieber, and Selena Gomez's past relationship. This is something that people have been going off about on Twitter. Now, this theory was taken one step further thanks to Taylor Swift's recent interview with Zane Lowe, where she talked about having friends go through toxic relationships and what she learned from watching her friends go through those toxic relationships. I have the clip for you, so take a look.
If you talk a bunch of shit about your friend's boyfriend, they're definitely going to get back together, and then you're the one who they form a united front, and you're the one that's on the outside of it.
On top of fans thinking that Champagne Problems was written about Jelena, a lot of fans also think that Taylor's song Dorothea was written about her bestie Selena Gomez. This is something that people on Twitter have been going off about, and there's a huge thread as to why fans specifically think that Dorothea is about Selena Gomez. I'm gonna break it down for you quickly and efficiently, or at least I'm gonna try. So first and foremost, this Twitter user pointed out that Selena Gomez's favorite movie is Wizard of Oz. The main character in Wizard of Oz, Dorothy. On top of that, there's also this line about being in the park, which this user correlated to Taylor and Selena. Then there's also this line about finding love in the dark, which again, this user pointed out definitely correlates to Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber, who had a very large roller coaster toxic relationship. In addition to that, this Twitter user pointed out that Taylor has a line in her song about Dorothea having shiny new friends, which we know Selena Gomez has a really tight-knit group of great friends. There's also a line that says, "The tiny screen is the only place I see you now," which this user is linking to how Selena and Taylor have been communicating during the pandemic via FaceTime. We also know Taylor FaceTimed Selena during her HBO show. The next alleged clue comes from the line, "And if you're ever tired of being known for who you know," which again is allegedly referencing Selena Gomez's constant connection to Justin Bieber, or should I say Justin's constant connection to Selena Gomez, because we all know Selena Gomez could care less about being connected to Justin Bieber. Sorry, just had to throw in my little 2 cents there. On top of that, there's the line about selling makeup and magazines, which we all know Selena Gomez obviously has Rare Beauty. Then there's also a link to Selena Gomez with a line about pageant schemes. Selena's mom allegedly was a makeup artist and put Selena in pageants when she was younger. And then the final piece of the thread is the fact that in the movie, The Fundamentals of Caring, which Selena Gomez starred in, her character in that movie's name was Dorothy. She went by Dot. Again, connecting it all back to Dorothea being about Selena Gomez. Now, I will say a ton of people have jumped onto this theory bandwagon, probably more so than people thinking that Champagne Problems is about Jelena. And I want to say Taylor Swift herself has made it clear that this album, that Evermore, is made up of 17 tales, aka fictional stories. Taylor Swift also confirmed herself that Dorothea is about a girl who leaves her small town to pursue Hollywood dreams. Taylor has even gone as far to give Dorothea a small town that she's from. Taylor says that she is from a town called Palo. I know I'm not saying that right. It's a town in Mississippi. Selena's from Grand Prairie, Texas. And in addition to that, I also want to point out that there was a theory that Dorothea was Gigi Hadid's baby's name, and sources have come forward to TMZ and said that is not true. Gigi Hadid and Zayn Malik's baby is not named Dorothea. Now, they didn't share the name, and they probably won't share the name for a long time, but that was another fan theory about Dorothea that I felt like you guys needed to know about that has also been dispelled. Now that I have all of that out there, you guys know where people are at, what people are thinking. I need a freaking shambong, and let's go ahead and pop off so I can tell you how I'm feeling. Also, for those of you who've been wondering, I've been drinking Pierre Jouet for my pop-offs. It's a little pricier, but if you're looking for something yummy over the holidays, highly recommend. This is a Hill fan favorite. All right, so first up, let's talk about Champagne Problems. Do I think that Champagne Problems is about Jelena, aka Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez? Honestly, no. And here's why. First and foremost, Justin and Selena had a very, very, very large roller coaster relationship. It was up and down all the freaking time, very toxic, as we've heard over and over and over again. And I truly don't believe that Selena and Justin ever got that close to being engaged. I think if they were that close to being engaged, if Justin had even picked out a ring, we would have 1000% heard about it. And Champagne Problems is all about, again, these college sweethearts who have been in this relationship. One wants to get engaged, the other one doesn't, and how they end up having this very, very sad night. And so I just don't think that Justin and Selena were ever at that point. On top of that, this song really is written through a perspective where you almost feel bad for the guy. You feel bad for the guy who got his mother's ring, who was prepared to get down on one knee, whose family was ready to greet this happy engaged couple. And we all know that Taylor Swift does not like Justin Bieber. She didn't like him when he was with Selena Gomez, and she definitely doesn't like him now. So I don't think that she would have written a song that showed sympathy towards the guy getting his heart broken, when really it was her best friend who was negatively affected by that relationship. Again, we know that Taylor Swift didn't like Justin when he was with Selena. We know she doesn't like him now, and I think that's what she was confirming during her interview with Zane Lowe. I personally don't see it as her confirming that Champagne Problems was about Justin and Selena. And on top of that, I just don't think that somebody so close to Selena Gomez would perpetuate the Jelena narrative when we know Selena Gomez doesn't really want any part of it. I just don't see her friend continuing that connection. And for those of you who want to try to tell me that Taylor Swift needs PR, let me just be crystal freaking clear for you. Taylor Swift does not need PR. Taylor Swift does not need to write about Justin and Selena in order to get her album out there, in order to make her album successful. She doesn't need to do that. So honestly, as much as I want to be there with you fans and see this theory, I just can't. I really do not think that Champagne Problems is about Justin and Selena. And again, that's just my own personal opinion. If you want to believe that, that's totally okay, but I do not believe that Champagne Problems has any Jelena connection at all. Now, as far as Dorothea is concerned, here's what I think. I think that Selena Gomez's story and parts of Selena Gomez's life might have inspired parts of Dorothea and might have inspired Taylor to write a song about a small town girl leaving her town to make it in Hollywood. However, I don't necessarily think it's fully about Selena Gomez. Does that make sense? As much as I do want it to be about Selena, I just really don't think it fully is about her. And honestly, instead of Taylor writing about Selena Gomez, I would much rather just see these two collab and come together. So maybe that's also why I don't fully want to believe that this is all about Selena Gomez, because to me, I don't want that to count as the collab and the crossover that we've all been looking for. I actually want to see these two women on the same track. But I will give you guys a fun fact that I did see, because I do love fun facts. Taylor Swift, while responding to a YouTube comment, did say that she likes to believe Dorothea, Betty, and Inez, who are two characters from folklore, all went to the same school. So at least that's something fun that we definitely have confirmed from the queen herself. All right, you guys, those are my thoughts. I want to hear what you're thinking. First of all, I want to hear what you think about Evermore, because we haven't even gotten to talk about that yet. Let me know your top 3 songs. Mine are definitely Champagne Problems, No Body, No Crime, and 'Tis the Damn Season. Oh, I love that song so freaking much. So let me know what you think about Evermore. Let me know what you think about these fan theories about Champagne Problems being about Jelena, Dorothea being about Selena. Let out all your thoughts and feels down below. While you're at it, please give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button, and don't forget that notification bell. You can also follow me on my Instagram. I do mini pop-offs on my Instagram reels Monday through Friday. In addition to that, also make sure you check out my merch store at houseofhill.com. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!